Scott, thank you for joining us. I can imagine, again, that's another frustrating evening here at the Broadfield Stadium. Can I get your reflection on the game first?
Yeah, not good enough. First half especially. You know, a local derby like that, we needed to show more fight, character, and we didn't. We didn't show enough for me at all. We changed shape second half, and it kind of helped us. We were a little more aggressive, pushed players higher up the pitch, and played with two strikers and not one, and kind of become a threat. But too little, too late. You know, we can't play. You can't play in a local derby half a game, because you can't play half a game in any game, no mind a local derby. So yeah, so we didn't get anything from the game. We got what we thoroughly deserved, nothing.
Yeah, as you mentioned, obviously slightly better in the second half. Was that the message you gave to the players at half time? That, you know, we talk a lot about, you know, the message that we have to give players when you go into half time, you know, down by a couple of goals. What was the message you gave to them? Was it simply just it wasn't good enough?
We just changed shape for a start. So tactically, we just changed, tweaked something slightly, just pushed one player further forward, which kind of got the whole team higher up the pitch. And I asked for a little bit more, or not a little bit more, a lot more fight and desire, want, will and determination to get something from the game, which we showed that in the second half. But like I say, 45 minutes of running hard and doing the right thing isn't ever going to be enough.
Is there anything specific you put that down to, especially within the first 20 minutes when we're obviously 2 goals down? Was it lack of belief, you know, in the way we played? What do you think happened there?
Well, you know, when you come across teams, they're going to do different things to you. They pressed us high. They had an energy about them. They dropped on second balls. They won tackles. They won headers. They you know, huffed and puffed and was front foot. And you know, we let them do it. We let them run all over us first half. It's the worst we've played for me. Really disappointed. We didn't show any character at all in that first half. You know, and like I say, you can't play 45 minutes against anybody at this level.
We spoke pre-match about Wimbledon's attacking threats, 2 of them obviously on the score sheet tonight. And I suppose it goes back to what we were saying last week against Mansfield, with the amount of EFL appearances other clubs have. You know, Wimbledon showed their experience tonight, and, you know, these teams seem to be doing quite well this season.
Yeah, I don't understand the first goal. Don't understand it. He's headed it from 12 yards out. It's bounced and still gone in. Don't get it. Don't understand it. It's another one ball in the box scenario where we can't deal with it. You know, it's a goal that shouldn't happen, but did. Second goal, we turned the ball over in the middle of the pitch, and I do a lot of work on, you know, when a player is in a 1v1, I do a lot of work on defending away from the goal and not letting the opposition inside. The player jumped inside really easy and slotted it, too easy for me. So yeah, sloppy goal, and they scored a third. Obviously was offside. Josh Davison was stood right in front of Luca, so that's why they give the offside. So we're still in the game. We come in at half time, like I say, rejigged things about. Wanted more want, will, determination, desire to run hard and make tackles and, you know, and pass quickly, and, you know, if they're gonna come and press us, make sure that we make the right option on the ball and we make the right movement on the ball. And, you know, sometimes teams are going to press you in a manner where we can't play a million passes in our half of the pitch, no problem. Sometimes that happens, then we spin it down the side, but then we've got to kind of land on the second ball and run hard up the pitch. And it might be one of them games where we play a little more direct because of what the opposition do. But then we've got to run hard and land on second balls, and it might be where, you know, they kick it out of play and we get a throw in, and then we get our possession higher up the pitch. But, you know, we didn't show anything for me, especially in that first half. Really, really disappointed. For the first time, actually, because I think we've been really good all season. But today, we showed, like, no desire. And I felt that we showed it second half, but not the first. But you can't play 45 minutes.
Yeah, and obviously we're right in the midst of this busy Christmas period, so obviously there is a chance for the players to bounce back on Boxing Day against Gillingham. You know, we've moved the game to the Friday to allow more time, and I suppose now is just a time to sort of get away with their families, enjoy the Christmas period, but also come back and be ready to work.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you're not going to get anything out of football if you're not prepared to work. And You know, they wanted it more than us tonight in that first half, which disappoints me. It doesn't reflect me, you know, and it doesn't reflect them. That's a disappointing thing for me. I know how hard them boys work every day because I see them every day. I know what they're like. They're really professional, and I feel that we let ourselves down tonight.
Yeah, and obviously from a club point of view, it's great to be pushing attendances of 5,000, especially this close to Christmas. Obviously, a big thank you to the fans that turned up tonight, and we wish them a Merry Christmas, and we'll see them at Boxing Day at Gillingham, won't we?
Of course, yeah. Wish everybody a Merry Christmas. You know, I'm pleased in many ways that we had a go second half because we give them something to cheer about. But we wanted to give them more than that. You know, just having a go in the second half's not enough.
Thanks, Scott.
How much of an impact do you think Liam Kelly going off so early had on the performance?
None whatsoever.
Fair enough. Is there an update on what happened to him?
Yeah, he's been ill early part of the week. He was quite ill, and you know, a bit of flu, and maybe there's a chest infection somewhere in there. But you know, he trained yesterday. He said he felt okay, and I spoke to him after the warm up. Said, "Yeah, I feel fine." And then, you know, I don't know how many minutes it was in. He just said, "No, I can't get my breath." But you know, so yeah, obviously Liam's a big miss to us, but didn't have any bearing on the game at all.
Yeah, and obviously you're very disappointed, but what positives can you take from this game? I thought Crawley Lolos made an impact when he came on.
Yeah, the players who come on had an impact, I felt, and we had a go second half, so you know, but yeah, that's not enough for me. 45 minutes, you can't win a game playing well for 45 minutes.
Yeah. 2 home defeats on the trot now. You've got 2 tough away games coming up. What's the message to your players now going into those two away games?
Work hard. Just work hard and stand up and be counted and roll your sleeves up, and whatever the opposition throw at you, you've got to be able to deal with and play our way. You know, like I say, make passes, run hard. You know, if a team are going to come and press us, you've got to find a different way, and we didn't do it well enough.
And what is the schedule now for the players leading up to Gillingham? Are you getting them in, or is it a break?
No, they'll be in. They'll be doing a recovery session tomorrow, and then Sunday they'll be in to prepare for Boxing Day, and then everybody will be off on Christmas Day.
Yeah. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
Anything to add, Andy?
Scott, you know, the clean sheets. You know, I remember a few weeks ago you wanted more, so that must be a bit of a concern that you're not getting them, you know?
No, not concerned.
Not concerned?
No.
The other end of the pitch was the problem, the way you started?
Listen, there was loads of things that were more concerning to me than keeping clean sheets. The way we played, for a start. We're not going to win games of football by not being able to run harder than the opposition. And if we run harder and do our things properly, then, you know, we're in the game. But we don't run hard, we don't tackle, we don't chase, we don't, you know, we kind of give into a lot of second balls. We're really poor and we're off it. We're deep. We're not pressing properly. You sling one ball in the box, it's one moment. You know, that's not a concern to me. Well, it is a concern, but it's not the concern. The concern is that we've got to be able to roll our sleeves up and run. In a derby, I'd have loved to have played in that game tonight. I'd love to play in that game tonight. You know, I don't know what the crowd was.
Nearly 5.
Nearly 5,000 people. Under lights on a Friday night. Come on. You know, come on.
What do you put it down to, Scott? Can you put your finger on it?
No, I can't.
Is that the frustrating thing, really?
I can't, because I know what this group are like. I know how hard they work every day. I know what characters they are. We've got no bad people in that dressing room. They're all good people. Today they come short for me.
Thanks very much, Scott.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Adam. How would you assess that one today? Probably a disappointing defeat.
Yeah, very. I think, well, every defeat's disappointing, obviously, but I think first half was particularly disappointing because of the way that we've played all season. To come out and play like that in the first half was very disappointing from everyone. I think second half we were a lot better. I think we really took the game to them. We pressed on. We probably didn't give them as the respect that we give them in the first half, and I think we really put them under a lot of pressure. But yeah, overall it's obviously a disappointing result. We pride ourselves on being really good at home, so yeah, to get beat, especially in that manner in the first half, is particularly disappointing.
Scott was just telling us he wasn't happy with the fight from some of the players in the first half, which was improved in the second half, but he said you can't play for 45 minutes. Would you agree with that assessment?
Well, yeah, I have to. He's the manager, isn't he? So yeah, no, but like, I think it's easier when you're on the side and you can kind of, you can see it a little bit more, I guess. But when we're in the middle of it as players, I don't think we would ever purposely miss a tackle or purposely not go in for something. I know the group that we've got in there, we do give everything that we've got. We are a very committed group. I think maybe it might have been a little bit of shell shock with how direct they were and maybe the movements that they did. But yeah, ultimately we pride ourselves on being a really committed team and really taking the game to the opposition. So I think we were just overall just really disappointed with how we performed first half. And like I say, I think we came out and tried to put that right in the second half, and unfortunately we just ran out of time in the end.
Yeah, I was going to say the second half obviously was much improved. Obviously, Lolos came on and had a good impact. So are they the positives you can take from the performance? Yeah,
we have to take positives. It's kind of, that's the only thing you can do when you get beat, really. And obviously there's another game in 4 days. Well, yeah, 4 days time. So we have to look at the positives and not get too caught up too much on the negatives. But yeah, Clyde was absolutely brilliant when he came on. The way he can change direction and his fast feet is brilliant. And yeah, I thought he was really good.
Just a word on the fans. Obviously, it was a great turnout tonight.
Yeah, it was. No, they were brilliant. They always turn up in the numbers. I think obviously today the atmosphere was helped because of the Wimbledon fans as well. So then it gave the Crawley fans someone to bounce off. But I thought our boys were absolutely brilliant. And like I say, the second half they were trying their best to suck the ball into the goal as much as they could. And unfortunately, we couldn't give them the night that they deserved.
I suppose it's obviously frustrating not to go into Christmas with a win. So how can you bounce back from that? Obviously, you have a break for Christmas and then back in action on Boxing Day. So as a player, how difficult is that to prepare for as such?
Yeah, no, it's not. If anything, it probably makes it easier because of how disappointed we were with that first half performance. I think everyone now is just desperate to put it right, and it's quite nice that the games come thick and fast. I think we haven't been in too bad of form, so I think it's not necessarily been all doom and gloom. But obviously tonight we are very disappointed, and we're kind of in that mindset now where we just can't wait to get to Gillingham and hopefully put things right.
And just looking ahead to that Gillingham game, obviously playing against some former players, does that add a bit of extra incentive for the game, or is it just another big game against a tough team?
No, I don't think it really has too much effect on how we prepare for the game or how we'll play. I think it's just maybe, obviously, the manager might know a few little inside bits about how different players play, but as far as players, we go there to try and get the 3 points, and it doesn't really matter who we're playing against. That's what we want to do.
What kind of game are you expecting against Gillingham?
Similar to what it was here, I would guess. I know they've changed manager since, but I think they'll be very solid defensively, and it'll be up to us to break them down, because obviously at the moment we haven't been necessarily scoring as many as we'd like to. So I think it's up to the forward lads especially to try and put on a little bit of a performance.
Right, thank you very much.